Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to Garry's Mods. Today we're going to be taking a look at 5 essential mods that you need to have in Garry's Mod. And this is not dependent on anything. If you're getting the game or you have the game and you have not checked any of these out, you definitely desperately need to, because there's some very fantastic mods, and these are the 5 types of mods that I think everyone should have in their Garry's Mod. So of course we're going to go right into the first one, and that is going to be NPC bases. These are going to be the foundation, the backbone of all the NPCs that you'll be downloading in the future. So I've picked 3 of my favorite bases, and the first one is the Captain base, which I'm pretty sure is being remade at the moment, so it might have some issues when you use it yourself. And some of the NPCs that use this were the SCP NPCs, but unfortunately those have been taken down. And we also have Thanos. So if you guys remember that Thanos video I did, that uses the Captain base as well as the Iron Man NPC, and of course Captain America, who shield bashes you to oblivion. Overall, it's a really cool NPC base, so definitely check it out, and when it gets remade, it should be even better if that happens. But now we go on to one of the most famous NPC bases, and that is of course Drg Base, also known as Dr. Vrej base, an amazing NPC base with an immense amount of customization. It adds possession support. We have different parameters you can change. There's so many things to customize on this that you can truly make your NPC experience the one to remember. It neatly organizes all the NPCs you get into its own unique tab. It has a special HUD when you do possess NPCs. We have an NPC relationship adjuster, which is going to help a lot with NPC fights. So a ton of great features. Some of the notable NPC packs that are on this are of course all of the Vindictus NPCs. And I'm sure some of you guys do remember this pack. It's one of my favorite NPC packs of all time. So well made and really does replicate the Vindictus experience. We also of course have the Painkillers pack, and yeah, that's a lot of NPCs. There are a ton and a ton of other great NPC packs out there. These are just the ones that I have downloaded currently, but I mean, you guys have seen on the channel, we've done countless Drg Base NPC packs. But of course, there is a new dog in town, and that is the next one we're going to talk about. And of course, that NPC pack is the Drg Base. This is pretty much what most people use, and unlike a standard NPC base, it is a Nextbot base. So a few key differences between standard NPCs and Nextbots, and that is that NPCs use nodes to move around the map for navigation, while of course Nextbots use a navigation mesh, which you can generate in Garry's Mod by simply clicking nav_generate, and this will make you have a nav mesh for the map you're on. Pretty much in a way, a Nextbot is just a more intelligent NPC with a few other things added. That's like in a super nutshell. That's really simplifying it, I promise. It's a lot more complicated than that, but regardless, I like to see Nextbots as just like an upgraded NPC, has a better AI system and all this. It's used in quite a few Valve games like Left 4 Dead, of course. So with that out of the way, let's take a look at some of the Drg Base NPC packs. First up, of course, we have Trolls. We all know Trolls, really big, and a lot of people love this NPC pack. There's a ton of them, and it uses the Drg Base. You can also possess Drg Base NPCs, and it works just as good as Drg Base. There's also quite a few customization options going on for the Drg Base, including, of course, a relationship tool, which is going to once again help with NPC fights. We also have the Hydra, an amazing NPC. One of my favorites within the last few years. Definitely a great NPC with tons of cool color changes and great attacks. And of course we have the likes of Godzilla, Mechagodzilla. I mean, you name it. Drg Base is definitely the new kid on the block, and they're really showing it with this Nextbot base, kind of bringing NPCs into a new realm. And those are 3 NPC bases and some NPC recommendations for each one. You definitely need an NPC base if you're going to be playing Garry's Mod, so check them all out down below. Alright, that was a long one. Now we go on to number 2, and that is going to be your weapon bases. So, of course, with NPC bases, that's fine. You need to have something to use weapons with, and that is where the weapon bases come in. First up, we have customizable weaponry, and this was one of my favorite mods when it came out. Way back when I first started playing Garry's mod, as a wee young lad. I wasn't really that young, but anyway, I used to have customizable weaponry 2.0. And this is great because when you press the C key, you can see what I did there? You can pull up the customization menu to change so many different things. You have different receivers, handguards, magazines, barrels, sights, you name it, ammo types, stock, rails, all that can be swapped and give you different buffs and modifications depending on what you pick. You can truly make your own weapon, and it really does affect a lot of things, even the way it looks. There's also really cool things in the menu to change how this looks. You can add a bokeh filter to make it look more like zoomed in and more out of focus for the background. You can make it to where it blurs when you aim down your sights. There's a lot of cool things to customize. Customizable Weaponry 2.0 is a must if you're going to be playing Garry's mod with some realistic tactical style weapons. Next up, we have the TFA Base. This right here is the Call of Duty Wonder Weapons, which was a video that I really thoroughly enjoyed. The weapons are made with immense detail and have so much quality to them. I highly recommend it, and this is just really the tip of the iceberg. There's a ton of great realistic weapons on the TFA Base. I've used quite a few in the past. I just chose this to kind of stand out. But overall, TFA Base is great with awesome customization as well. Pressing C, you're able to see all the stats of all the weapons that you have, which is great information and kind of gives you more depth to each weapon that you use. I'm pretty sure there's even a customization option with some weapons you download, kind of like customizable weaponry. In fact, all these 3 weapons I'm going to mention have customization options. And the third of the weapon bases I recommend is the Arctic weapons. Of course, this is the one I use all the time. We have customization options as well, and it has an amazing drop-down menu. You can even choose a perk, kind of like in Call of Duty. Really cool. There's great detail onto the right of every single type of attachment that you equip. It gives you all the information you need. In fact, this is such a well-crafted system. This really is like the only weapon pack that I use. If I ever need to have realistic weapons, Arctic is the one that I go with, and I definitely recommend this as well as the other 2 if you want to have different options that those packs do provide. So that was weapon packs. This is going to be a long one. Let's go on to number 3. And number 3, this is going to be a quick one. It is wire mod. Wire mod is absolutely essential to pretty much any advanced contraption that you want to build in Garry's mod. I'm sure you've all played on an RP server where there was this crazy like keypad and you press these keys and it opens up this door like down the street to this weird garage that goes to like a weird drug manufacturing business that's under the radar. Yeah, I mean, how do they even do that? And that is wire mod. You're able to set up complex systems using buttons, keypads. You can even build a goddamn computer in this thing. I myself, well, yeah, let's just say I couldn't figure this shit out. So I looked up a video and I learned how to turn on a light with a button. I feel so proud. You can adjust so many things. You can make the button toggle, you can make it not. You can choose the function that the button does to whatever entity that you attach it to. Yeah, there's a lot to talk about here. Wire mod is big, it's old, and so many mods use it as a backbone. And if you want to make any kind of complex structure or make some kind of system work, wire mod is your go-to because it has pretty much everything you need. And number 4, we have heads-up displays. This is crucial because I don't think anyone wants to have the standard Valve heads-up display. We have Garry's mod. We have the options to change things. Why not change how our HUD looks? First up, we have the synthetic HUD. It's a pretty cool, kind of non-intrusive HUD. You're able to just kind of sit there, have it be in the bottom middle of your screen. I think my favorite feature with this is the fact that when you do pick a weapon, it actually does show the ammo that it uses, and the icon changes depending on what gun you're using. I also like how the ammo depletion meter looks. It kind of just goes down, and then when it gets to the bottom, it says press R. Kind of cool, and then it eventually shows you how much ammo you have left. The health also goes down, and not just the red part, but the entire bar shrinks as it goes down, which I thought was pretty neat. It doesn't really change a whole lot outside of that. And now we go on to Fallout HUD. This is a really cool one. So we move everything to the corners once again, but it's smaller, and of course it looks like everyone's favorite post-apocalyptic open world RPG. And that is of course Fallout. So we have health to the left, we have AP to the right. Now unfortunately the VAT system was removed from this because there was originally a VAT system included, but that has been completely removed, and now the AP bar just kind of sits there. For Fallout fans, this is a must. Definitely check it out down below. But now we move on to the final HUD, and that is my favorite, which is the one I use in every video now, and that is the Holo HUD. It's such a great heads-up display because it changes everything while also keeping it all out of the way. If you just sit there, it almost seems like you don't even have a HUD because the elements go away when you don't need them. We have a compass up top. We have a weapon wheel that has been changed. In fact, it's shrunken down compared to the Half-Life 2 version, and it's put in the left corner. You can see our ammo on the bottom right and our health to the bottom left. The cool thing is though, when you're not using these systems, it goes away. You can change so many things on this. I'm not going to go too deep into this. I just want to show you guys that this does exist and that you should download it because it's awesome. So those are heads-up displays. Definitely a must if you're going to be playing Garry's mod. You could just stick with the regular Half-Life 2 one if you want, but we don't have to because we have options. So definitely check out these three down below and let me know any of your favorites in the comments. And now we go to the final one in today's video, number 5. We have vehicles. Of course, if you're going to be playing Garry's mod, I think something that is so overlooked is vehicles. It feels like no one really cares about vehicles anymore. First one we have is S-Cars or Scars. If you guys remember, I used to showcase these all the time, but this is a great classic vehicle pack. You can change the colors on most of these cars, and when you drive it, it has this really nice control to it. Like, I don't know what it is with S-Cars. I mean, I know that they might not have the best appearance compared to other car packs, but when you get in them and you drive them, it feels rock solid. But now we're going on to something that blew my mind when I was younger, and that is the Danish Master. So the Danish Master has made a bunch of packs, and I'm sure others have made expansions upon it. This is the Lamborghini pack, and you can change the textures of whatever vehicle you have. And I think that's great because you can choose the color in obviously the color picker tool, but then you can even change the texture to make it look different, whether it's matte, gloss, carbon fiber, or this weird steel pattern. Now the thing that stands out is the Danish Master really focused on the model. Not only the outside model, but the inside. Look at this! This doesn't even look like Garry's mod. This is like Forza or some shit. Anyway, when you get in the car, you can see that the wheel does indeed move, but unfortunately our hands are gone. So it's a bit of a give and take here, but the interior is phenomenal, absolutely amazing. The handling is a little bit slippery, at least for this vehicle, and I definitely need to get used to it. So again, it depends on which kind of feature you want more. Do you want your cars to look great with great models? There's also great customizations as well, so I don't want to omit that. And just like with S-Cars, there are a bunch of expansion packs that you can download. Now, of course, when we talk about vehicles, we can't just stay on the ground. It's time to go up in the air. We have WAC Aircraft. What an amazing aircraft mod. So I don't recommend trying to take off on the ground, at least in big city, or you'll end up like me. So what better way to take off than to be atop a building and just kind of fall off. Now, when you're flying these things, it is so intuitive. You don't have to figure out some weird setting. I mean, I figured it out in 2 minutes. If I can do it, anyone can. And you could just fly around, and whoa, that was almost a demonetized video. You could fly around, and I don't recommend flying on this map for obvious reasons. Once you eventually get off the ground though, it's super seamless, and just like the other two packs, there are a ton, and I really mean a ton of different packs you can download that work with this. So again, it really is kind of a base, like a backbone to make your flying experience amazing. And I gotta say, it really is amazing. Like, there's so many great flying vehicles I've used in the past. You can have multiple passengers. You can fly with your friends. It has great control. However, if you mess up like me, wait, how did I land on my plane? What? Okay, what are the odds of that happening? Regardless, WAC Aircraft is amazing. You need to check out this as well as all the other mods. That was 5 essential mods that you should download in Garry's Mod. If you guys like this video, leave a like down below and subscribe to see more videos like this. It would really help the channel out. Thank you all so much. Leave a comment, let me know down below what you thought. And all the mods will be put in the description. I'll see you in the next video, guys. Thanks for watching. And until next time, farewell.